Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Paul, hopefully you're having an amazing day. AMD's desktop plans for GPUs is about to get kind of weird this year, at least according to some rumours. Most of you guys know that RDNA 3 is going to launch by the end of the year, and SKUs like Navi 31 are grabbing a lot of attention just because of their raw performance. I've been, talking quite a bit that I'd personally been hearing 2.7 to 3 times faster than the 6900 XT, which is kind of bonkers, but they will of course be based on an MCM design. And while that is cool from a performance perspective, just all of those parts working together harmoniously is, to me, really intriguing as well. As I've said a trillion times at this point, I really want to see just what this thing is capable of and how, all of the dies kind of interconnect, because I think it's going to be really fascinating. But outside of that, there's been a burning question. What about the lower end, and what will AMD do in the shorter term to face off against Nvidia? So yeah, we've been hearing Navi 31, 32, 33, but Navi 34, I'd heard about it initially, but then things got kind of quiet. But if you're a regular viewer on the channel, you'll know that I had mentioned a few times that I had been hearing about a refresh of the RX 6000 series for desktop. I didn't really know any details. Maybe it would have faster memory and possibly on the 6nm process, and we've already seen products from AMD on the 6nm process, including, of course, their laptop stuff, and this had been announced at CES 2022, but basically, I'd personally heard nothing since then about a refresh, and for the last couple of months, things have gotten quite quiet. But now there's a very interesting tweet from Grayman55, who typically has a really good track record. AMD seems to be preparing a new version of the RX 6000 series. I don't know details, maybe an upgrade to 18 Gbps. Now, clearly, he is referencing here the memory clock frequency of the GPU. And technically speaking, there is actually a SKU. I think the only one that does have this is the 6900 XT LC, the liquid cooled version. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. We could, for example, see versions of the 6800 XT with faster memory. Now, I don't think we're going to see a huge redesign of the number of stream processors here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't personally heard that. I heard it was basically the same hardware as previously, albeit with possibly increases in TDP and again faster memory bandwidth. Now, that's not going to be a massive upgraded performance. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's say that we see 100 megahertz or whatever increase in the core, we see a little bit of extra memory bandwidth. It's not going to be a revelation, but it should still help. And personally speaking, my 6800 XT, I own, I've messed around with two. The first was a card from AMD themselves, and I also own an MSI 6800 XT as well, and both of those had overclocked ridiculously well. I think I don't remember exactly, but 2730 or 2750 or something like that with the average clock. And that's kind of nuts when you think about it. So you can imagine that on a 6nm process, which essentially is just an enhanced version of 7nm, they could potentially just crank up the performance a little bit. And personally, I would really like AMD just to let you go ham, rather than kind of lock these clock frequencies arbitrarily, because I think 2800 is the absolute max. I would really love it if they would just let you go ham and if you want to push it all the way, if you can deliver the power to the card by hook or by crook, it would be kind of cool. But I'm kind of getting outside the topic a little bit there. Either way, the only negative about this is potentially it could be beneficial to miners. Obviously, the Infinity Cache is there to make up for the deficit of memory, bandwidth that is, on the GPUs. It's got 128 megabyte, for example, for the Navi 31 SKUs, so the 6800 XT, for example. And yeah, having faster memory presumably would increase the performance. I don't actually know what the hash rate of the 6900 XT liquid cooled version is, but let's just be honest, it would probably be slightly more appealing. However, hopefully these cards, by the time they launch, Ethereum won't be mineable anymore. It's probably going to move to proof of stake, although from what I understand they keep pushing that back, so it'll be kind of curious to see how all of this plays out. I wonder if AMD might put some, you know, kind of hash rate limitations on it like Nvidia have for the RTX 30 series, although of course there have been some ways to bypass that, but I don't think you can get full hash rate. Please someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong there. I think it's like 70% rather than 50% or something like that. Was it 80%? I don't remember. Let's just say 70% hash rate. So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm probably going to say that AMD are basically going to be releasing a refresh of RDNA 2 possibly for the lower end SKUs, and then obviously Navi 31 and so on for the highest end. And it also begs the question what Nvidia will do with RTX 40. Allegedly, RTX 40 isn't so fast with rasterization performance compared to Navi 30, but one of the problems I'm having anyway is that I can't get exact information regarding ray tracing. I'd heard that AMD are a lot closer this time to Nvidia, but it does seem AMD may still be a little bit behind Lovelace, which could be understandable considering that now, you know, this will be, what, the third generation of ray tracing that Nvidia are kind of pushing through. But either way, it'll be really interesting to see how GPUs shape up, especially now that, hopefully anyway, production shortages should start to alleviate, at least according to Nvidia in recent, kind of statements that they believe that throughout the year the shortages are going to start to get better. So it'll be a very curious year, I suspect. With that said, thank you very much for checking out the video. I will see you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.